Greetings to all my dear students. Hope all are safe and fine. The earth is what we all have in common, said by Wandelsberry. It's true, children. The earth is common for all the living beings. If we take care of our nature, the nature will take care of us. Today, we are going to learn about the lesson, our environment. In this lesson, you are going to acquire knowledge about ecosystem and their components, to learn about waste, its management and recycling, to study different types of pollution and their impact on environment. Come on children, let us dive into the lesson. The surroundings or space in which a person, animal or plant lives is known as an environment. Children, what is an environment? Environment is everything that surrounds us. Environment can have both biotic and abiotic things. Biotic means living things. Abiotic means non-living things. Now, let us see what are abiotic factors. Abiotic factors means non-living parts such as sunlight, air, water and minerals in soil. What are biotic factors? The biotic factors are living things of our environment such as plants, animals, bacteria and more. Organisms live constantly, interact with one another and adapt themselves to conditions to their environment. Now let us see what is an ecosystem. Ecosystem is a community of living and non-living things that work together. That is, ecosystem consists of both living and non-living components. Each part of an ecosystem has a role to play. Any changes in the environment such as increased temperature or heavy rainfall can cause a big impact on an ecosystem. Ecosystem can be either natural or artificial. Now let us see the classification of the ecosystem. The ecosystem can be classified into natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. The natural ecosystem is of two types. They are terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Forest is the example of terrestrial ecosystem and pond is the example of aquatic ecosystem. Now, let us see what are the components of an ecosystem. The ecosystem can be classified into biotic components and abiotic components. The biotic components include all the living components. Example, plants, animals and human beings. Abiotic components includes all the non-living components. The abiotic components further classified into two types. They are physical factors and edaphic factors. Edaphic factor means soil factors. The physical factors include light, temperature, wind and humidity. The edaphic factor, that is, the soil factors include water in soil, air in soil and organic matter in soil. Children, can you say what are the living and non-living things shown in this picture? First, let us see the living things, the biotic factors. Duck, fish, aquatic plants, insects, worms, frogs, snail are the living things shown in this picture. Now let us see the non-living things. Water, soil, air, sunlight are the non-living things in this picture. Now let us see what is natural ecosystem. Ecosystem originated without human intervention is called a natural ecosystem. This can be aquatic ecosystem or a terrestrial ecosystem. The ecosystem in water is called aquatic ecosystem. Sea, river, lake, pond and puddle are some examples of natural aquatic ecosystem. Puddle means a small pool of water. Ecosystems outside the water body and on land are called terrestrial ecosystem. Forest, mountain regions, deserts, etc. are examples of natural terrestrial ecosystem. Now let us see artificial ecosystem. Artificial ecosystem are created and maintained by human. They have some of the characteristics of natural ecosystem. They are much simpler than the natural ecosystem. These can be terrestrial ecosystem such as paddy field, gardens, etc. or the aquatic ecosystem such as fish tank. Now let us see what is an aquarium. Aquarium is a place in which fish and other water creatures and plants are maintained. An aquarium can be a small tank or a large building with one or more large tanks. Terrarium. Terrarium is a place in which live terrestrial animals and plants are kept. Plants and animals are kept in a terrarium with controlled conditions that copy the natural environment. Aquarium and terrarium are used to observe animals and plants more closely. They are also used for decorations. Children, to protect our environment, it is very important to reduce waste, manage it properly, and maximize recycling. Waste is any substance or material that has been used but is not wanted anymore. This is either because it is worn out, broken, or no longer has any purpose. Everyone produces waste, and our waste has an impact on all ecosystems. However, most of us do not know where our garbage goes. There are many types of waste. There is liquid waste, that is in our drains. There are gases hiding in the air like pollutants from factories. And there is solid waste, garbage we put in our waste bin. Now let us see the types of wastes. Children, now let us see the classification of solid waste. Solid waste we generate can be classified into two major types. They are biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. What are they? Biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Now let us see what is biodegradable waste. The term biodegradable is used for those things that can be easily decomposed by natural agents like water, oxygen, ultraviolet rays of the sun, microorganisms, etc. One can notice that when a dead leaf or a banana peel is thrown outside, it is acted upon by several microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, or small insects in a time period. Biodegradable wastes include vegetable and fruit peels, leftover food, and garden wastes. Garden wastes means grass, leaves, weeds, and twigs. Natural elements like oxygen, water, moisture, and heat facilitate the decomposition, thereby breaking complex organic forms to simpler units. Decomposed matter eventually mixes or returns back to the soil, and thus the soil is once again nourished with various nutrients and minerals. Children, Now let us see what is meant by non-biodegradable waste. Those materials which cannot be broken down or decomposed into the soil by microorganisms and natural agents are labeled as non-biodegradable waste. These substances consist of plastic materials, metal scraps, aluminum cans, and bottles, etc. Children, these things are practically immune to the natural process and thus cannot be fed upon or broken down even after thousands of years. For example, a plastic bottle takes 450 years to decompose. A nylon fishing line, it takes 600 years to decompose. Plastic beverage holder takes 400 years to decompose. Aluminum can, it takes 200 years to decompose. Styrofoam, it's a carcinogen, cancer causing agent. It takes 50 years to disintegrate. So children, avoid using these kinds of things. Use eco-friendly things. Save the ecosystem. Students, are animal bones biodegradable? Yes, bones are biodegradable because they are made of organic compounds like calcium, calcium phosphate, etc. Students, are all types of cloths biodegradable? Most fibers are comfortable, but when blended with synthetic fibers, it takes hundreds of years to disintegrate. Children, now let's listen Rani's story. Rani gets home from school. She is hungry. She eats a banana and a packet of chips. She puts the banana peel and plastic chips packet into a waste bin. In the waste bin, the waste mixes together and banana peel makes the plastic chips packet dirty. The waste bin starts to smell and Rani's mother puts the waste outside on the street. The municipality collects the waste from outside Rani's house and many other houses in a tractor. The tractor drives to a big open dump and leaves all mixed wastes there. Sometimes there are fire in the open dump. When waste like Rani's chips packet burns, unhealthy chemicals pollute the ecosystem. These chemicals are present in the air we breathe. The leftover ash from burning waste pollutes the soil. When it rains, some of the dangerous chemicals goes into the ground. Some of the rain never reaches the ground as it collects in the plastic garbage at the dump. Little pools of water let mosquito to breed and they can spread unwanted diseases like dengue and malaria. Cows and dogs go into the open dump looking for food. As the waste is mixed, many things that are not good to eat, such as plastic, smell like food. The animals get confused and eat some plastics by accident. This makes them sick. Rani is a student like you. She does not want to make animals sick. She does not want to pollute beautiful town. She does not like mosquitoes and wishes that no one ever gets sick from them. So, Rani takes this decision. I plant trees and reduce all types of pollution. Do you want the same as Rani does? Become a detective. Learn about the 3 R's and how you can start to solve these problems. Students, now let's see the next topic, pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is the damage caused to the environment mainly because of human activities. Pollution is an unwanted change in the physical, chemical and biological characteristics of land, air and water. So what is pollution? Pollution is an unwanted change in the physical, chemical and biological characteristics of land, air and water. Pollution occurs when the environment gets contaminated by waste, chemicals and harmful substance. Any substance that causes pollution is known as a pollutant. Any substance that causes a pollution is known as a pollutant. Children, now let's see the types of pollution. There are four major kinds of pollution. They are air pollution, water pollution, land pollution is also known as soil pollution, and noise pollution. There are four types of pollution: air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution. Air pollution. Most air pollution is caused by the burning of fossil fuels. Example, oil, petrol, coal, and natural gas. These fossil fuels are used in the factories, power plants, and motor vehicles. Burning these fossil fuels release toxic gases and fine particles such as ash and soot into the air, causing air pollution. Air pollution is also caused by burning solid waste, especially some plastics. Gases are the chemicals released from the factories, and fumes from the aerosols like deodorant spray cans or paints. Air pollution is harmful to all living organisms including human. Polluted air affects skin, eyes, and respiratory system. How can we reduce air pollution? Cycle or walk short distance instead of using motor vehicle. Travel by public transport, bus or train. Do not burn solid waste. Avoid firework. These are the measures to reduce the air pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution occurs when wastes from the factories, houses and farms mixes with the water in the river, lakes, ponds, the ocean or even groundwater. Contaminated or polluted water can spread diseases and chemicals which are not good for our health. The most significant sources of water pollutants are sewage water, industrial effluents, agricultural pollutants, and solid waste. Sewage water means water we use at home for bathing, cleaning, and cooking. Industrial effluents means liquid wastes from the factories. Agricultural pollutants are chemical pesticides and fertilizers that get washed from the farms. Solid waste. That means when waste gets dumped into the water bodies. Students, now let's see how can we reduce water pollution. Do not pour leftover oil, old medicines, or waste down the drain or into the toilet. Reduce the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers to grow crops. Use wastewater for garden in home. Do not litter or dump waste, or always use a waste bin. Litter means rubbish such as paper cans and bottles lying in the open or the public places. And the next one is land pollution or soil pollution. The land pollution comes from farming, excess use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, mining, digging up metals and other materials, factories, industrial waste, and the solid waste from our own homes like plastic and broken electronics. Soil pollution affects animals, humans, even plants because soil or land acts like a sponge. When it rains, pollutant sinks into the soil. If we grow plants to eat in polluted soil, these dangerous chemicals can get into our food. Now let's see how can we reduce land pollution. First, try to reduce waste, then recycle the rest. Always use a waste bin and never litter. Litter means rubbish such as paper cans and bottles lying in the open or public places. That means we should not throw the waste into the open places. Do not burn waste. The ash mixes easily with the soil. Noise pollution. Noise pollution affects the environment. We all like a quiet and peaceful place since unpleasant or loud sound disturb us. Loud music, the sounds of the motor vehicles, fireworks, and machines cause noise pollution. Children, are you ready to answer some riddles? Okay, the first one is I am the type of pollution caused by burning of fossil fuels like petrol or coal and the smoke of burning garbage. I float around and cause breathing problems. Who am I? Yes, good. I am air pollution. Riddle 2. I am the type of pollution caused by loud sounds and I can cause serious damage to your ears and also affect sleep. In India, I am mainly caused by loudspeakers and honking of air horns of the cars. Who am I? Yes, great. I am noise pollution. Riddle 3. I flow from homes and farms into rivers and lakes. I kill fish and make water unfit for drinking. Who am I? Marvelous. I am water pollution. Riddle 4. I am the type of pollution caused by using too much chemical fertilizers and pesticides by farmers. I lower the quality of the soil and even move chemicals into the plant parts which are eaten by people. Who am I? Yes, excellent. I am land pollution. There are a lot of ways to protect the environment. To start with, we must carry out simple measures to protect and replenish our environment. Change begins when we step up and volunteer to work towards it. We can plant saplings at homes to make up for the enormous loss of trees. Marine animals have died due to consuming plastic that we have allegedly deposited on the seashores. An excellent way to protect the environment would be to minimize or rather completely stop using plastic. Using cloths or paper bags to carry or dispose of things would be an excellent remedy. Disposing garbage properly in garbage cans, separating the biodegradable waste from non-biodegradable waste is an excellent way to reduce the pollution levels. Worn out substance must be recycled so that they can be reused. The 3 R's reduce, reuse, and recycle are a way of life. We must understand that it depends on us to take good care of our planet. It is not someone else, it is you. It is the responsibility of the person you see at the mirror every morning. You can make a difference. Children, in today's lesson, you have learned about the ecosystem, the types of ecosystem, the types of pollution and the way how to reduce the pollution. I hope you all understood the lesson very well. Thank you. Have a nice day.